Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome modern mansion. The mansion features an extensive two-tiered garden, an incredibly relaxing pool, multiple terraces in which you can look upon your amazing estate. We even have a hidden underground bar area which allows you to look up into the pool. We also have a large interior which will allow you to showcase your sick decorating skills. And this isn't the only interior. You also have an additional floor, which can be turned into absolutely anything you can imagine. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the house that we are going to be building. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like. It really helps me out, and if you do enjoy the content, please share it with a friend. It really does help me out. And without any further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, I can tell you that this house requires a 29 by a 33 block area, 29 blocks left to right and 33 blocks front to back. We also need all of these materials that you can see in my inventory right now. We shall begin with the ones in the hotbar, however all will be required, and perhaps later on we may even need more. Pause the video if necessary, make sure that you have absolutely every single one of these, and then we can begin. So I would highly recommend making this grid in your world, only because it's going to help balance how we are going to make the house, but it isn't required. So once you've figured out where you want to make your house, grid or not, you want to begin, if you have made the grid, on the front left hand corner. This is going to be the front left hand corner of the house, and we want to place a quartz block. Moving backwards from that quartz block, we want to place 3 quartz slabs coming back from the upper half. 1, 2, 3. Then place a block of quartz. We now want to do this 7 more times. We want to place 3 quartz slabs, 1, 2, 3, and then a block of quartz. 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 5, 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 3 more times now. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. Once more. 1, 2, 3, and then a block of quartz. So we want to have something which should look like this. Now once you have done this side, we want to continue on from where we left off, and we want to come across the back of the build by doing that very same pattern. We want to, going left of this block, place 3 slabs, 1, 2, 3, and then a block of quartz, like that. And we want to repeat this. I do believe we want to do this 6 more times. So 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 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 And 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. So in total, we want to have done that 6 additional times to give us this. We now want to come back on ourselves. And we want to come back on ourselves by doing the same pattern. So once again, 3 quartz slabs, 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 3 quartz slabs, 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. 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 And 1, 2, 3, block of quartz. Now, whether you have made your grid or not, It should be fairly obvious to you whether or not you have done that correctly, as the last block of quartz that you placed will line up perfectly with the very first block of quartz, like this. We now have to be more careful. We now want to take the last block of quartz that we placed, and we want to go left of it once again by 3 with the quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3, and then a block of quartz. And then we may only do this 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, block of quartz, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz, that's 2. 1, 2, 3, block of quartz, and that is 3. I then want you to place an additional block of quartz on top of that last block of quartz. And then place a layer of blue glass pane inside of it. You then want to leave a gap of 1 and place another row of blue glass pane coming upwards from the ground. 1 and then 2, equal to the row that we just made, yet 1 block away. Place a block of quartz to the left of the blue glass. Then take the bottom block of quartz and go left of it by 3 using quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3, then a block of quartz, and finish this up by placing 1, 2, 3 blocks of quartz like this. So all in all, you will have created a square shape using your block of quartz. Now, that isn't strictly all we want to do. So, beginning from on top of the very first block of quartz that we ever placed, which is this one, place an additional block of quartz. And go backwards from it and place 3 glass pane. 1, 2, 3. And then a block of quartz on top. And then 3 glass pane. 1, 2, 3. Block of quartz on top. 3 pane. 1, 2, 3. Block of quartz on top. Then once more. 1, 2, 3. And then block of quartz on top of that. So in total, we have 4 sections of glass. We also want to do a similar thing on the front here. Raise up this middle quartz block in between the entrance and the corner. And then place glass pane in between the quartz blocks on the left and the right. Then for this section to the right, also on the front, raise up each individual block of quartz, only the quartz blocks, not the slabs. And then place glass in between all of them. This is going to act as a wall, like so. On the right side of the build, you want to take the corner, the block of quartz corner, and you want to place 3 glass going behind it. 1, 2, 3, and then place a grey concrete. We then, on top of this grey concrete, want to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend that concrete backwards. We want to be able to connect this concrete down to the base of the back corner of the block of quartz, like this. Fill in this entire section using grey concrete. Large portions of this house are going to remain without windows. This is because I find that it makes it easier to build an interior. If you want to add additional windows and additional details to the house, feel free. However, I feel as though the house is detailed enough for me, might not be for you however. So we want to have created this. Return back up to the top right hand corner, grey concrete here, and go up on top of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go left by 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Connect downwards. Take the block that has connected and extend it backwards to create a shape which looks like this. Then take this top right hand corner block and extend it upwards by 2. 1, 2. And then extend the second block left by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then connect down. We should end up with something that should look exactly like this. Now come to the back of the build. We now want to take this block. It should be easy to find. It's where we placed the row of 16 from earlier. You want to take this block and extend this block to the right by 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Connect downwards. Like that. Then place a row of block of quartz to the right of this, and place a row of 4 block of quartz coming up from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. We then want to go to the right of this, and we want to place a row of 11 birchwood planks going right. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Followed by a block of quartz. Connect the block of quartz downwards like this. And then we are going to leave that particular part at that. So now we want to take the row of 15 grey concrete that we placed earlier, and we want to place a row of light blue glass pane below it. And then grey concrete below the pane. We then want to place layers of grey concrete coming downwards until we have filled in this entire back space. In my version of this house, we have a bathroom in this back corner, hence why I decided to leave it blank. However, once again, make the house what you will, add additional windows if you like, nobody's going to stop you. So once you have placed this, we now want to go up on top of this 15th block that we placed earlier again, and we want to go up by 2. 1, 2. And then connect that block left back to the corner, like this. We then want to come to the left side of the build, and taking these grey concrete blocks here, we want to extend these blocks forward. First, beginning with this one. Extend it forwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And extend the last 3 blocks there down by 2. 1, 2. Like that. We then want to take that 8th block and extend it right by a further 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also extend that 4th block downwards by 2. 1, 2. And also upwards by 2. 1, 2. Extend the 2nd block backwards as to connect it back to the corner, like this. We then want to join the front of this together. And the way that we will do this is that we want to begin by taking this block, specifically this block, and extending it all the way to the right. We can't do this with the other block. It wants to go all the way to the right like this. We then want to take this corner block, specifically again this one, and we want to extend this across by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And extend that backwards, fill in the top, and also take that 4th corner block and extend it down by 2. 1, 2. Like this. Also, take this corner block here and extend it down by 2. 1, 2. And take the same block that you extended down and also extend upwards by 2. 1, 2. Connecting the second block all the way over to the left. Like so. You can see how this is all gently piecing together now. Or at least I hope that you are, because it's quite a confusing build if you go too fast. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to add the quartz frame to this house. I think it will make things a lot easier. So we will begin the quartz frame all the way over on the back corner of the build. So if you may remember where we placed this row of 4 blocks of quartz earlier, connected together using birchwood planks. Well, coming back to this, we want to take the top block of quartz, meaning this one, and we want to place a quartz slab in front of it. Now this quartz slab is special because it's going to go a lot of places. We first want to extend this quartz slab all the way to the left, and it wants to corner this particular part of the house. So it wants to come around the corner, and it wants to come as far as here. It wants to come as far as here at the moment. We then want to, on top of this block, place 3 blocks of quartz. 1, 2, 3. So to put that into perspective, around the corner, up by 3. Then we want to continue this. We want to continue extending the quartz slab forwards, and then in front of this extended grey block where we have the grey concrete, we then want to grab our grey concrete and extend this grey concrete block to the left by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and extend that 4th block down by 2, so that's actually by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. We then want to take that corner block again and we want to extend it backwards by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then down by 3. 1, 2, 3. Backwards again by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to extend it down again by 3. 1, 2, 3. Like this. We then want to place rows of grey concrete coming backwards from this long row, and the grey concrete will eventually connect upwards like this. So that is what we want to have created. We then want to continue our row of quartz slabs and extend them around the shape that we have now made, and they want to extend as far back as here. This is parallel to the row of block of quartz that we have over there on that side, so you can see where it has to be extended to. On top of this block of quartz slab, place 3 blocks of quartz. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then you want to place an additional quartz slab underneath this bottom quartz slab, and then extend the quartz block to the left by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then extend this block of quartz backwards, all the way back. It will connect all the way to where we first started, believe it or not. That's right, it's connected all the way backwards. So it seems quite complicated what we have done, but we have just added a frame around everything that we have made, and we are now going to expand on that frame. So, I'm sure that you guys can recall placing this row of block of quartz earlier, right? This row of 3. There's another one on that side. Well, we want to take the row of block of quartz, and we want to place a row of quartz slab going all the way around the build. And I do mean all the way around. It's going to literally go all the way around the upper part of the house, like this. And it will eventually join together back on itself once it has went on quite a miraculous journey, going all the way around the house like this. And we also want to connect these 2 blocks of quartz together as well. So you can see what's just been done there. Perfect. I think that from this point onwards, it would be easier if we installed a floor. So where we have placed the grey concrete with the block of quartz and quartz slabs around it, it would be easier now if we filled this area in using grey concrete. The outsides, I would highly recommend making grey concrete, right? So like the parts that aren't strictly inside of the house. However, the inside parts can be made whatever colour you like. But this particular part of the house is a terrace that I'm filling in now. So this part that's kind of like exposed. But the inside part you can mix and match with materials. If you don't really know what colour you want to use, I would suggest just use the grey and then carpet it later. Or potentially just change the colour later as you are doing the interior. But the parts that I've actually filled in now, inside of the quartz block frame, these 2, these should be grey because it's the outside, it looks better, it makes more sense. And it's all of this part here which can be moulded into a different colour. It doesn't matter which colour, it's completely up to you. But here's some suggestions that I'll throw out to you. If you don't like grey, block of quartz, birch plank, some white concrete, maybe some other additional greys. Those colours will really go with what we already have. But if you're looking for a nice striking colour, red and orange really do separate themselves from the pack with me, because they're really just so bright and striking in comparison to the house's current colour scheme. So it is completely up to you. But I think it's going to be beneficial to have filled in the floor as we are doing now, and it will allow us to better make the frame. So far, we want to have something which should look like this. Now, once you have done that, we are going to make more of the frame as we have discussed. So let's move to the back of the house. So on the corner back of the house, you'll notice that we have 2 blocks, we have 2 quartz slabs here, parallel to each other, hanging off the corner of the house. Join them together using quartz slabs like this. And you also want to do a similar thing on this particular corner as well. We want to join these particular quartz slabs together as well, like so. What we also want to do is we want to raise up the corners that we have just connected together. And we want to place upon them 3 quartz blocks. 1, 2, 3. Take that 3rd quartz block and extend quartz slabs from it. Extend the quartz slabs all the way to the left with the intention of being able to connect them down to this corner. Like this, if that makes sense. So we are extending the frame. We also want to add an additional row of quartz slabs here, just below the empty space that we have created inside of the frame. We want to do a similar thing around the house. So for instance, we now want to take this quartz block and we want to extend it forwards using quartz slabs until it would connect down to this corner that we have created. So we'll connect it down using quartz slabs. And we will connect this corner down once again using quartz slabs if that makes sense. And we will also place a layer of quartz slabs here in front of the top of the grey concrete like this. And we also want to come to the front and we want to do a similar thing here as well. Now on the front we want to take the top here and we want to extend it all the way over to the right, once again using quartz slabs. We will be able to connect it down to the frame using quartz slabs as well. And we will also be able to connect backwards using quartz slabs. And we will leave half a row's gap and place quartz slabs below. We now want to create a solid entrance. Like we've got a lot of entrances around this part in particular. So we want to raise up this corner quartz block and we want to connect it to the top of the framework using quartz. But we also want to connect it down as well using quartz slabs too. Like this. We also want to place the quartz slabs in front of the grey concrete that we have at the top of the build, creating that half a row gap. We also need to create an entrance out onto this particular terrace, which means I'm going to destroy this middle block and connect the surrounding quartz blocks down to the ground to make a fancy looking entrance. This area here on the left is not yet complete. We want to take the 3 middle quartz slabs. So the 3 middle quartz slabs are these. And we want to destroy them. So once you have destroyed those slabs, and by the way, it's quite easy to tell that they're the middle, because if you just fill in like in between them like this, let me just fill in between them where we destroyed them. You have 3 empty spaces on the left, 1, 2, 3, and 3 empty spaces on the right, 1, 2, 3. And you want to fill in all of the space in between the slabs that you just destroyed with grey concrete, like that. We then want to extend the grey concrete 1 row towards us, like so. And then an additional row so that it extends out of the quartz slabs and quartz blocks properly. We then want to extend all of this grey concrete upwards by at least 2 rows. So 1 row and then 2 rows. Will 2 be enough? Do we need an additional? No, 2 rows seems to be enough. So that creates a very cool feature for that part of the house. Speaking of features, we also have an entrance here. So just to show you, there's going to be a door here, which means we have to cover up this with grey concrete so we can get in and out of this particular part. There is also going to be an entrance here. You can place the door in any one of these 3 spots. I'm going to choose this spot, place grey concrete next to it, and then light blue glass pane in the remainder. Which means that we've done quite a lot, but we're not completely everything at the moment. We just want to come to this left side now, and to once again put things into perspective, there is going to be an entrance here. So I'm going to place an oak door and surround it using light blue glass block. I also, to separate the house a little bit, want to place quartz slabs dividing this row of 3 grey concrete that we have here. So just because it divides the house up a little bit nicer, in my opinion. Now it's going to be, we should probably fill in all of the window areas using glass pane. This creates depth. So we want to fill in all of these empty spaces that we now have using glass pane. Specifically the 2 lower portions of this part of the house. Not this upper portion, that will be filled in differently. In some places, you're going to have to add additional concrete to the inside, such as here, and that will then allow us to place the glass pane. Whoops, destroy that. Here, here, and here. Also, we've got a long stretch here, and also here. just like this. So far, we should have something which looks exactly like that, which is looking pretty cool. What we now have to do is we have to place light blue glass going all the way around the top of the house. So the glass is slotted between the grey concrete and the quartz slabs, like this. And we want to fill the top of the house. Once that's done, so like this, you get a really cool effect. And then we just want to fill the top of the house in using glass block. Not 100% necessary, however, because if you don't want the entire top of your roof exposed, which you may not, then you might want to fill it in with a solid building material, such as grey concrete, once again the birch, quartz block, white concrete. These are all blocks that do go together very well. If you want to add a colour in there, I'm going to say it again, orange is really good. I really like adding orange to these builds because it does strike so nicely. That's why you see me use a lot of like orange flowers and orange beds and stuff when designing these sorts of houses, because I like how it goes together. I think I've missed some paint. Yeah, I've missed some paint on the right hand side. Do make sure that you fill in all of the windows like this. I do believe that at this point we've actually filled in all of the grey concrete and we filled in all of the windows and all of that fun stuff. Which means that just to solidify like what's a terrace and what you're supposed to be able to walk on and stuff, I want you to grab birch fence, and we all already have the glass. I'm going to place birch fence around this area. This is a balcony area slash terrace, whatever you want to call it. So I don't want to be falling off of that. Same idea up here. I'm going to place glass pane for variance around the top of this particular part of the house. Like so. This side of the house is going to be like a nice relaxing area, and I'm not going to place any sort of boundaries around it, but you could place glass pane if you wanted to. Now, once you have done that, the next thing we want to do is we want to connect this particular corner block here, this corner block, we want to connect this corner down to the ground using block of quartz. So this corner of the terrace, connect it down to the ground using block of quartz like this. We then want to take the block that hits the ground and the one above it, because we only want 2 rows of this, the block that hits the ground and the one above it, extend it all the way over to the right, and you should connect to the grey wall on the right like this. We then want to, beginning from the left, place 5 rows of glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a block of quartz, and then fill the remaining area in with glass like this, and that is how you want to fill in this particular part of the house. We have to create kind of like a relaxing seating area at this point in time. So the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to place 3 rows of birch planks coming from in front of the windows. So 1, 2, and then 3, just like that. We then want to destroy this corner block, replace it with grey concrete, place 1 on top, and then destroy these 2 birchwood planks and replace those with birchwood stairs to make it easier to go in and around the pool. We then want to place a block of quartz underneath the grey concrete and extend that block of quartz forwards by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then place a grey concrete, extend it upwards by 2, 1, 2, and then place a row of block of quartz going right. This should sit nicely under the lounging area of the house. What you can then do, well, you can actually connect it to the right hand side of the house. Actually, you can connect it all the way to the right. And what we then want to do is we want to place 2 rows of glass on top of the block of quartz like this, and this is going to box in the pool. So place 2 rows of glass pane in between the grey concretes on top of the block of quartz like this to box in the pool area. Speaking of boxing in the pool, we do also want to create, we want to place light blue stained glass on top of this entire area here. It's actually easier for me to just kind of like show you like this. We want to place light blue glass block like this inside this entire area. And the reason for this is because this is going to be the pool. And I'm just going to fill this in as well. So we want to be able to see down from the pool into the bar area, and vice versa. We want to be able to see up from the bar into the pool like this. We also have to cut off this particular part. So this part, I mean, what can we place here? I think that we'll extend down the window. No, we'll just place block of quartz underneath all of these windows, moving inwards, underneath all of the grey concrete. And we'll fill in the windows using glass pane too. So all of these windows want to be filled in using glass pane, just like this. And also this front part too also wants to be filled in using glass pane, just as I'm doing now. So far we want to have this, and then now we can fill the pool area in using water. So you can simply fill in the pool area using water buckets. Like this. So that is where your pool would be. Now that we have done that, we're going to create the garden area. So that's what a lot of this space around here is going to be. So I want you guys to grab some birchwood stairs, and I want you to take the corner of the pool, the front left corner of the pool. I want you to place 3 rows of stairs moving left from the bottom corner of the pool. 1, 2, 3 birch stairs. We then want to place a grey concrete and place 2 on top. 1, 2. Take the bottom grey concrete and place 7 block of quartz moving backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a grey concrete and extend it upwards by 2. 1, 2. And fill in between the grey concretes using birch fence. Just completely fill in between the grey concretes using birch fence. Continue extending backwards from the grey concrete at the bottom here by 2 using birchwood stairs. 1, 2. Then place a block of quartz and go up on top of the quartz by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then place 4 upside down quartz stairs moving left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Followed by a block of quartz, which then wants to be connected down to the ground. Like that. What we then want to do is take this quartz block right here, and also this one, and extend them each backwards by 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And the same of the other side. You don't have to count this side out, however, because we can just match it to the previous. And then join it together. Like this. Okay, so now that we've done that, we now want to come to this point on the house, which is the left side, very close to where we were just building here. And on top of this quartz block, we want to place a row of 4 block of quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. And extend that block of quartz backwards. It wants to overhang the back of the house by 1 row. because it then wants to connect to the back of the house like this. And place a row of quartz slab underneath the row of block of quartz on the back. Meaning that now the only visible birchwood plank is we only have half of it visible. We then want to take this area underneath and we want to place a rectangular shape of birch wood planks inside of it, like this, a rectangular shape, like this, and we want to do it one row inwards, like so. And then we're going to fill the inside of it in using light stained glass paint. We then want to take this side of the house and completely fill it in using block of quartz. So all of this side will be filled in using block of quartz. Once again, the reason that there's a lot of solid space on this house is because I like to do the insides without loads and loads of windows. So there's plenty of places on this build that does have a lot of extensive glass work and fun patterns and stuff, but some of it, you've got to leave the pattern out of it. So that is what we want to have so far, right? Well, next, we want to take this particular part of the house where we placed all of these upside down stairs, and underneath these we want to place a row of grey concrete. Underneath that, 2 rows of glass. 1, and then let's do 2. And then a row of grey concrete. And then we want to use birchwood slabs, and we want to place a row of birchwood slabs in front of the top half of the grey concrete and quartz blocks next to it on that particular part of the house. We then want to begin placing stairs. Starting from the bottom here, we want to place rows of quartz stairs coming up the side here, starting from the bottom quartz stairs, coming all the way up to the top, as high as the quartz blocks that we have here. And this wants to be a double set of stairs, of course, so like this. And then here on the right side, we want to have a similar sort of thing, except using birch stairs. So these birch stairs are actually going to begin in this position here, 1 row off of the ground, same as like taking us to this relaxing area. And we want to have rows of birch stairs, which it's actually difficult to place at the moment because we've got nothing to place the stairs on. But I'll just make do by placing these, and then I'm going to destroy these birch wood. So we want to have a set of stairs like moving upwards like this, and it wants to be 3 rows thick, left to right, just like that. Now, we are going to place birchwood planks around the garden terrace. So we want to place birchwood planks coming around the top of the garden terrace. This will connect both sides of the stairs together. So the stairs on the left and the stairs on the right will be connected together now, just like so. Like that. I'm going to fill in between these stairs here. I'm going to place block of quartz because I don't want to have any weird gaps next to the stairs. So now, yeah, see, there you go, you've got a filled in gap, and I want the same thing on this side too. I didn't realize that there'd actually be a conflict there, like that. That's looking pretty decent now, guys. If I do say, I think that looks pretty good. I'm also going to fill this part in here. I'm going to fill this walkway in using birch planks, like this. All of this wants to be birch planks, like so. The upper part here, all this, needs to be grass. So, well, either grass or dirt, you know, it doesn't really matter which one, you know. As long as you can grow stuff on it, it doesn't really matter. So, you know, you can do either grass or dirt, filling the upper garden terrace in with it. That's exactly what you want to do, like this. We also, however, want to have a feature. We have a little like water fountain, but it's not really a fountain, it's just kind of like a water feature sort of thing. And basically, can you see where that door is here? Yeah? Grab your grey concrete and follow this door onto the grass here. Place a grey concrete and then a grey concrete left of it. grey concrete bottom left diagonally, and then move down by 1, bottom right diagonal, right by 2, 1, 2, up right diagonal, up by 1, up left diagonal. So we want to have this shape here in the ground, which looks kind of horrible at the moment, but if you place some quartz slabs around it, like this, if you place quartz slabs all around the base, you can create a pretty pleasing looking circular shape, like that. And I'm also going to do the same thing with quartz slabs up above it too. So I'm going to place quartz slabs, same places, but half a row above. And it's just going to create a water feature is all it is. Like we're just going to place a little bit of water inside of it, and it just looks quite nice once it's done. You know, it breaks up the garden area a little bit. You don't have to have it by any means, but you know, something like that. And then I'm just going to place water buckets inside of it, like so. Just like that. And I'm going to place some birch fence all the way around the back of it, so kind of just like break off this particular part. And I'm also going to grab lime concretes, and I'm going to create some fake bushes. So like I just want to kind of place like lime concretes coming up from these positions, like these corners here, and also like here and here, and it just kind of looks like fake fancy bushes. And if you have some bone meal, which I don't, which is a shame, I would also suggest you can either use bone meal, or you can use some like straight up good flowers. Like, yeah, you see, bone meal can be a bit disappointing, so either bone meal, some nice flowers, make a nice little pattern out of it. You'd be better, honestly, you'd be better off with some nice flowers, but maybe add a little bit of hedging and stuff around it, and then pick out some nice flowers and place them around there. And it just does make a nice little bit of difference. We also have this area down here to think about as well, and add some more flowers and stuff here. So we want to grab the quartz slabs, and from the grey concrete here, next to the stairs, we want to place a row of 3 quartz slabs. 1, 2, 3. And then move forwards and connect to the other row of grey concrete as well, using the quartz slabs. Now, close to this, but not touching it, we want to take this quartz block here, which is like parallel to the grey, and we want to place 3 quartz slabs moving out. 1, 2, 3, and then join this corner block all the way down to the bottom, so about here. So you can see that we've created 2 very distinct sections. And what we're then going to do is we're going to fill these with flowers and stuff. So I'm going to add some jungle leaves inside of these areas. I'm even going to split them up, you know, like I'm going to split up this little part here. I'm going to split it up using quartz slabs. And I'm just going to place a bush here, a little bit of bushing here, and later on, I'm going to do this later on, like I'll pick a load of different cool flowers out and I'll fill them in later on, because I'm not going to be satisfied with bone meal. It will look awful, I know it will. Anyway, the area walking in between all of this needs to be dug out. We have to dig out all of this area and replace the grass with birch wood planks. It's quite important. It will make this area look a lot better. So I'm going to dig as far as here to where the entrance is, and I'm going to stop at this point here because the point on the right hand side is a bit different. I'm going to show you how to make the hidden room, which is underneath the pool. It's fairly obvious to do, however, I do want to include it as part of the tutorial because I don't want you guys saying like, why didn't you show us how to make all of it, TSMC? Why didn't you show us properly? So I'm going to make sure that I do. And I'm also going to dig out the entrance area here, and I'm going to replace it with birchwood planks. So far you can see we've actually done a large portion of this house, which is really cool. We've done a massive portion of this house. But the next thing we have to do, which is a very important part, is that we have to create the hidden room. So the hidden room is somewhere around here. I want you to take this area here on the front right hand corner of the house, and I want you to dig out like this 4 by 3 block area. And I want you to completely dig it all out, all of it. So I want you to do about 3 rows into the ground, because that's as many as I can do without, without causing myself some problems. So dig out 3 rows into the ground like this. And replace the ground using block of quartz. Like that. And then dig out enough space that you can place 1 row of stairs here, and then 2 rows of stairs here, moving up to this walkway, which we can now dig out and replace with birchwood planks. So this is in front of the pool. To get to this area, there's only one way to get to it. There's no stairs or anything else. To get to this particular area, you have to have dug in front of the pool, directly to the right of the entrance, like this. And then we want to dig underneath this window inwards, here, right? We have to dig into the ground here, and then we have to dig into this section, if that makes sense. So like, you've turned the corner, you've dug out these 3 blocks, you've went forward, you've dug out this, and then directly to the left, we want to dig out the entire under part of the pool. So it's actually quite easy to determine, right? So you want to dig out all of the glass. We don't actually want to go that far. We want to dig out underneath all of the glass, and we want to dig out underneath the little seating areas. Well, you guys know that you've got a seating area to the right of the pool, like all of these rows of birchwood planks. Well, this is how I made the pool underwater bar area. So I literally just dug out all of this. You'll have to refloor it and stuff. But I did just want to show you that this is the area. And I'll also show you how to make the interior as well. I'll show you how to get up to the step. I'll show you how to make how you would get up into the main part of the house, because that's not very well explained just kind of looking at the start of the video either. But just dig out all of the pool like this. You've got about 2 rows of space, headspace like so. You'll want to dig out all of the walls, and you'll want to replace them with block of quartz or some other material like this. You can, if you want, you can leave some alcoves in the walls like this, and you can place lighting and stuff like this. You could leave out some alcoves, but primarily you're going to want to dig out all of this, and you're going to want to make a nice solid room just directly underneath the pool. So now you can see, we're now looking up at the pool. This is the room. So more perspective, I'm going to add this. I'm going to add an additional, I'll add an additional row here, and this would be the entrance. So you'd come down, you'd walk through this door, and you'd be in the secret pool area. And continuing on through here, I want to keep digging a little bit, right? I want to keep digging because I want to get to this point, essentially, where we have this corner block with the grey on top. I want to place a row of quartz stairs here, connecting the left to the right side, yeah? And I want to create a row of stairs which takes us up from the secret pool hallway into the center of the house, which is this part. So you can kind of see how this goes together. I hope I'm not being too vague with this, but I think you guys will be able to kind of see what I've got going on, what we've got going on here. So let me just do this. There we go. Okay, so you should be able to see, right, that you walk down here and then you walk this way. This takes you into the big main part of the house where I had the bathroom, the TV, all of that fun stuff. And this part here is the secret hidden room. So I think that I've shown you how to make all room spaces in the house, which means that the next part of this involves me getting some nice colourful flowers and stuff and decorating the garden a little bit. Okay, ladies and gents, I have grabbed some different materials. I've dumped all of the ones that I had previously, and Some of them we still need, but I got rid of them anyway because I'm a little bit silly. So we're going to be going ahead with this sort of stuff right here. I don't know whether you want to pause the video. Make sure that you have all of this sort of stuff. Because you see, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to decorate the outside of the house a bit, which requires quite a few flowers because we have a lot of flower beds and stuff around here. So I'm just going to take some flowers of my own choosing. I'm going to plant the taller ones towards the back of the little plots, and I'm going to plant the smaller ones towards the front. So maybe what colors go together? Like white and purple go together nicely. White and red go together nicely. White and most colours kind of go together nicely, actually, but that's a little bit boring, but you know, it does look nice nonetheless. I mean, maybe we can spruce it up a little bit, maybe place a little bit of orange in there too, maybe in a few select places, maybe add a little bit of red and stuff in with the blue just to vary it up, but something like that for the garden looks really nice, spruces up the place a bit. Up here where we have all of these weeds and stuff is what I'd refer to them as. Maybe we'll plant a couple of bushes and stuff. Again, kind of keeping to the philosophy as like the big stuff at the back, the small stuff at the front. That looks quite nice like that. Maybe just have like a collection of bushes at the top here too. Maybe like just kind of randomize it. That is not a flower. Kind of randomize it towards the top. It doesn't really take that much work to really make the place look a lot nicer, right? Doesn't that look a lot better? At least I think it does. So what I'm also going to do is like this lounging area too. We're going to make a few lounging seats. These are quite easy. They're just made out of like quartz stairs that I'm just placing periodically in front of the glass windows, right? So like every other block I'm placing like a seat, and then I'm going to place like a quartz slab in front, and that just looks like a nice lounging bed of sorts. I'm also going to create like a little drinks holder coming out of the middle of this, which I'm just going to place like a flower pot and maybe like a poppy on, something like that, just to make it look nice. I also have a picture here as well, like on the original version. I also placed a picture like here, and I just think that looks kind of nice, you know, adding a little bit of colour where we can. What else? Well, there's also an additional lounging area up here too, and this is a bit different, so we want the lounging chairs, and I'm going to place, where am I going to place it? I'm going to place one here, then I want to place like an umbrella in the middle, like here and here. That's two end rods stacked on top of each other, and then I'm going to place a quartz stair one block away, and then I'm going to place slabs in front of the stair, and I'm going to place quartz slabs around the top of the end rods too. You see, this is going to create the base of the umbrella, like this, and then you can take any color bed that you want, doesn't matter which bed, and you can place them around the top of this circularly like that, and then if you chuck another quartz slab poking out of the top, then that makes a really cool umbrella. At least, well, I think it's cool anyway. I'm also going to grab grass blocks and wooden trapdoors, and I'm just going to place like little planters on the corners of the terrace, just to, once again, we're adding a bit of colour, and I'm going to have one that is opposite as well. So these are all, both of these are like opposite the loungers, and then you can place whatever, like maybe like orange tulip and maybe like a white one, just kind of like keep with the theme. Just adds more colour to the house. I mean, that's all it's about really. Something else that you could do that I didn't grab, I mean, you know, cauldrons with leaves in them look quite nice as like potted plants and stuff, so maybe like a cauldron with an oak leaf, you know, wherever you want to put them, it doesn't really matter, you know, you can place them all about. But yeah, it's looking quite nice like this. It's looking nice, it's looking full, it's looking bright, it's looking colourful. The only thing that we want to do now is I'm going to develop around here a little bit better. What I mean by develop is, okay, so what I mean by develop is I'm going to grab the block of quartz, I'm going to grab sea lanterns, and I'm just going to dig out the floor here, this hallway. I'm going to dig this out, because of course we don't want it to be dirt as a floor. We're going to get rid of the dirty floor, and we're going to replace it with block of quartz, because that looks a whole lot nicer. And the reason I'm doing this is I also want to show you a technique to really light up areas without having to add in loads and loads of torches and stuff, building light into walls. So For instance, like, I'm just going to get rid of this here. So for instance, like, I'm going to have a light, like right here, built into the wall, just like that. And I'm going to have another one here, for instance, like, and that is also going to, it's also going to correspond with this, like, I'm going to have sea lanterns placed in the middles of each one of, well, you'll see later, but like, what I'm suggesting is that you kind of have like sea lanterns placed periodically, and that really does make a cool difference. Like, it really does look a lot nicer like this. And you can just really improve the hallway like that. And of course, I will suggest that you dig out the floor of this and add in lights and stuff into the walls, but that's less important than this next bit, because I want you to dig out all of the area. Like, I want you to dig out all of these 3-block areas around the house, and there's loads of them, where we have like all of the green, is it concrete? Yeah, the green concrete. I thought it was terracotta. Where we have all of the green concrete, and I'm going to devise a pattern, and this is going to make sure that the house is really, really lit up at night, which is going to be important too. Like, people are going to see this house a mile off. So there we go, we've dug out all of this. And what I'm going to say is, if you place a sea lantern in the center of all of these holes that we've made, going all the way around the house. Now, this is going to keep the house nice and lit up at night. It's going to make it very easy to find. And it's kind of cool, like, it creates a really cool effect. Maybe we'll even turn the night on after we've actually done this, but we're going to place sea lanterns in the middles of all of this. And then we're going to place quartz. Yeah, okay, I can start from here. And then we're going to place quartz around it like this. So it's really going to make a cool border to the house. So it really does look nice. It's definitely worth doing. If you don't want to use block of quartz, a good contrast material, because it's only a shade or two different from it, is some white concrete will also look really, really good in lieu of the block of quartz. I bet we've got some, yeah, we've got some on this side to do. So I'll just continue with the quartz and then the sea lanterns like this. So all in all, we'll have something which should look like that, which looks really cool, like going around the house. And if we just do flip it to night, I think that you get a really cool effect, like surrounding the house. I really like that. Really, well, I like it. I don't know whether you guys do. And honestly, guys, I mean, we've kind of completed the house at this point, haven't we? We've kind of done everything. So this is what the house should look like once it has been 100% fully completed. This is the original version of my house. So I also wanted to show you an example of what you could do to the inside of it. You guys will have completed the outside by now, as we have done that together. However, if you did want to, for instance, make a little bit more of the hidden room below the pool, then you could add some lights into the wall. You could add a custom bar area, and maybe even additional seats. If you wanted an idea for the inside of the house, a hallway with some paintings and a flower is nice and simple, yet elegant enough to work. The main space for the inside of the house can be divided up rather evenly, the first of which can kind of be a bit of a lounging room combined with a kitchen. You can even have a separate bathroom area if you wanted to. And then I have personally chosen to once again separate the lower area of the house, and I have created a separate living room. And if we were to make our way up to the next story of the house, which is a really cool component of this house, I like how everything is split up. You'll find that if you access the second story, we have an extensive library with also, again, a lounging area up here. But all of this house can be molded and changed into an area, into a house that is more specific for you. I have just provided you with a couple of internal details. Whether you want to go with them or not, that's completely up to you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tutorial complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, please remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. It would help me out so much. And please share the video with a friend. Pass on the love. If you like this video, if you love it, then pass it on to a friend. Maybe they'd love it just as much as you do. Who knows? If you enjoy the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That's very important, as it lets you keep up to date with what I'm building next. I'm going to be making lots more modern mansions, so maybe you want to hang in here. Who knows? If you would like to check out any more of my builds, of which there are many, this world is my designing world, so there's not a lot surrounding me, but trust me, if you check out the card system in the description below, you'll find all sorts of playlists, including a modern house playlist that I think that you guys would rather enjoy. And that is pretty much it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, everybody who has. I really do appreciate every single one of you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.